Every day, leaders make decisions that change your life, your job, the prices you pay, the feeling of growth or hope in the air. But most people never realize that all those decisions revolve around one single number. It's a number that judges a nation's strength like a report card, yet almost no one truly understands it. That number is GDP, gross domestic product. It decides how governments plan, how investors choose, and how your income will rise or fall in the next decade. If you care about your wealth, your freedom, and your country's future, you must understand this number. GDP measures the total value of everything produced within a country in a specific period, usually a year. Every car built in a factory, every service you pay for, every cup of coffee sold, it all adds up to that one figure. But GDP isn't just about money. It's a mirror reflecting the rhythm of a nation, its energy, its effort, and its ambition. A rising GDP often means more jobs, more innovation, and more confidence. A falling GDP signals trouble, less production, less income, less movement. In short, GDP is how we measure our collective ability to create. Economists use a simple equation to calculate it. GDP equals C plus I plus G plus X minus M. C is for consumption, which is everything families like yours buy. I is for investment, meaning what businesses build and spend on to grow. G stands for government spending on public services like roads, schools, and hospitals. And finally, X minus M is our net exports, what we sell to the world minus what we buy from it. Every purchase you make, every loan a business takes, and every new factory built fits somewhere in that formula. It's not just numbers on a screen. It's the millions of daily actions that make up a country's economic heartbeat. To make this real, let's imagine two cities, Riverland and Stonefield. Riverland focuses on building new roads, training engineers, exporting its goods, and investing in new technology. Meanwhile, Stonefield spends heavily on consumption and imports most of the products its people use. For a while, Stonefield's GDP looks strong because of all the spending. But in 5 years, Riverland's GDP has grown steadily. Its people are earning more and saving more. Stonefield, on the other hand, starts to slow down because very little of lasting value was actually created there. The lesson is clear. True growth comes from production, not from consumption alone. Wealth isn't just about how much we spend. It's about how much we build. So, why does this matter directly to you? When GDP rises, businesses feel confident, so they hire more people. This means more job opportunities and often higher incomes. Governments also collect more taxes, which they can use to fund development projects that improve everyone's quality of life. But when GDP shrinks, the opposite happens. Companies slow down, wages might freeze, and opportunities can fade away. Your salary, your investment returns, and even the security of your retirement plan are all influenced by this one powerful number. It's not just some abstract term for economists. It's the background music of your financial life. But here's the truth that few people talk about. GDP isn't a perfect measure. It doesn't tell us about happiness, health, or the harmony within a society. A country can grow its economy while its people become unhappier or while its environment suffers. This is why modern thinkers are now talking about quality GDP growth that actually improves lives, not just boosts numbers. Because what is the point of being a rich nation if its people feel poor in their time, their peace of mind, and their sense of purpose? For investors, GDP acts like a weather forecast for the economy. If growth is strong and looks set to continue, they expect company profits to rise and will invest more money. If growth slows, they might pull back or look for safer assets to protect their capital. For instance, when a nation's GDP shows consistent expansion, you'll often see real estate markets boom, stock markets thrive, and foreign capital pour in. But when that same growth turns negative for 2 consecutive quarters, a situation we call a recession, investors get nervous. Understanding GDP trends helps you see the economic storms before they arrive. It's also crucial to see what's behind the number. GDP isn't just a financial score. It's driven by the minds and habits of its people. The real roots of a strong GDP are things like innovation, education, good infrastructure, and trust in public institutions. When a nation invests in knowledge and integrity, its GDP tends to grow in a strong, steady way. But when it ignores skills and ethics, any growth it achieves is often fast but fragile, and it fades quickly. This shows us that true lasting prosperity starts with how we think and act, not just how we spend. A great example of this is the Asian miracle. Back in the 1970s, several Asian countries had low GDPs but shared a powerful vision for the future. They chose to invest heavily in education, building up their export industries, and creating modern infrastructure rather than focusing on short-term comforts. Within a few decades, their GDP per capita multiplied tenfold, lifting millions out of poverty. Their story teaches us a profound lesson. You can't consume your way to wealth. You must create your way there. And that principle doesn't just apply to nations. It applies to you too. Your skills, your knowledge, your ability to create value, that is your personal GDP. So in the end, GDP is the world's most famous number, but it's also one of its most misunderstood. It measures economic movement, but it doesn't measure meaning. It tells you how fast a nation is running, but not where it's going. So I encourage you to learn about it, watch its trends, but don't worship it. Because real wealth isn't just about what we produce. It's about how we use what we've produced to build a more balanced, meaningful, and prosperous life for everyone. GDP is the scoreboard of nations. But wisdom, education, and compassion, that's the strategy that truly wins the game. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this valuable, please like, subscribe, and follow for more insights into the world of wealth.